I need you to say no now. Say no now. This is a pandemic. Saying yes to everything. It is a pandemic, and while a lot of people may not understand the impact saying yes is making on in their lives and in their career, I will show you quickly why saying yes is affecting you and why saying no is the right way to go. And right now, okay, you know how people come to you and they just say to you, or could you quickly help me handle this task? Or please do me a favor, do this for me, or do that for me. And people are always all over you, trying to push their emergencies on you such that that becomes your priority. You need to learn to say no. And not just saying no, I need you to learn to say no early enough. I need you to start giving people that early gift of no. And there are various ways for you to say no. You don't necessarily need to say, no, I'm not doing it. You could say things like, my plate is full, I've got some high stakes requests that I need to fill in the next 24 hours. I will not be able to make time for this particular task until I get that one done. Okay, and you could also say, look, I'm more than happy to take this from you, but I would have to, do A, B, C, D, E, and then I will come to that. If you are okay with that timeline, then I can take it on. And you can say things like, look, you're asking me to come for this speaking event, or you're asking me to do this. I would not be able to do it in the first quarter because that is when I have my busy season, and I will not just be able to make time for anything more than I can handle. So if you can schedule that webinar, that masterclass, whatever that is, in the second quarter or in the third quarter, I am more than happy to come through. Now, the fact that you're saying no, like I usually say, no is no for now, it's not no forever. And that applies to you as well. So you could say no and still give them a window to come back to you to check if you can handle it. Okay. But usually what happens is when you say a no, people immediately respect you for the boundary that you have created. And the fact that you're giving them that early gifts, it helps them go and find somebody else who can do that piece of work for them. And it just basically also psychologically helps them see that they can also have boundaries. You'll be surprised how much impact you're having just by saying no to people. Okay, now if you don't know how to say no, you are going to pay with your health, you're going to pay with your peace, you're going to pay with your rest, and you're going to pay with your performance. I need you to understand this. If you don't know how to say no, you're going to pay with your health, with your rest, with your peace, and with your performance. And now, when it comes to your rest, sometimes you blame your organization. They're overloading my bag. They want me to do A, B, C, D, E. But at the same time, the actual baseline work that have been given to you is what they want you to do. You are the one who cannot take your eyes off of it when someone asks for a favor. And it is not every favor that you say yes to. And I know you want to be in the books of others. You don't want to miss out. You don't want a situation where if they have opportunities tomorrow that they can reach out to you. But you have to learn the act of saying, look, I don't want to disappoint you. And as such, I want to get this done. And, it's the way you put it across that matters more than the no that you're saying. But say no so that you can have a flexible plate. Now, this is something that I have been practicing in my career and in my coaching activities for a while now. And I tell you, it is game changing, it is life changing. Now, at work, because I genuinely enjoy my work. So, any opportunity to get up on projects, I am always ever ready. To the extent that there was a time when, if you look at my calendar, I had back-to-back meetings every single work day. It was tiring, Monday to Friday, meetings. And in my mind, I thought that was the right way to do it. I'm a manager, that's my work, I should be talking to people. But a time came when, and so I saw myself deteriorating in terms of like my health, my my stress levels, everything. It was about work. I hardly had time for my family because obviously if I had meetings throughout the course of the day, then the things I need to do, the reports I need to prepare, the agenda, the things, the stepping back out of the detail, I can't really do it because I'm always in one meeting or the other. So I made up my mind that I was going to stop up in a project. I would just do one main big project, probably one small one, and nothing more that will fill up my time nicely. And I'll also have time for one to develop myself, to continue to study the work that I do, to have time to step out of the detail, to look for the risks, and have the right conversations, and also to create time for me to network within the organization. I had to do that because those are the things that matter, right? So instead of me being overwhelmed, pulled in multiple directions, I had to do that. Now, when it comes to your performance, this is what happens. You pick on too much projects, you pick on too much favors, you say yes to many things. When it is time for you to perform, because you're performing for multiple people, because you're doing favors for multiple people, you will hardly have time to prepare for every interaction. And the version of you that is being experienced by multiple people is the tired version of you. It's that version of you that just wants to get it out of the way rather than that version of you that takes their time to get a good job done. And as such, that is the experience they have of you. So when it comes to the time when you are asking for progression and you're asking for promotion, you will not be getting it because everybody will be like, well, she's okay, but I was not impressed by her performance when I asked her to do A, B, C, D, E. Can you see how that is self-inflicted? So now I need you to learn how to pull back. Now, we also do have a cultural mentality of, I don't know whether I don't know whether it's an African thing or whether it's a Nigerian thing. I'm Nigerian, or I don't know, but I can tell you categorically that it is cultural for us to think that the more we do, the more recognition we get. But that is not how it works. The more you do, more hours, more input does not equal more value. You have to pick one major thing, focus your time and energy on it, do it exceptionally well, and get that exceptional review of your performance. That is what you need to do. And even in your personal life, I can see how that is affecting you as well. You know what you're doing? You're doing multiple things at the same time. You are not succeeding at any of them because you are not meeting the minimum requirements to unlock the results that you're looking for. And that is why I need you to take a couple of steps back and start practicing how to say no. You can tell me easier said than done. If my boss asks me to do something, I'll have to do it. Now, let me teach you the ask. Now, for high stakes requests, always say yes. For instance, I was called a day before I took a day off to do something that will take me a couple of hours to do. At the time when I got a request, it was already late in that particular day. So that meant I needed to log in the next day, even though I was planning to be out of office. Now, I was just going to be out of office just because I felt like it, like maybe just lazy around the house, not doing anything. I wasn't going to do anything. But it was a very high stakes request and it was an opportunity. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to invest half of my day the following day to do this. That I decided to do that. The same me that will say no to many things. I decided to do that because of who that request was coming from, because of the opportunity to work with that person. I decided to take it on. That is part of the risk assessment. So for high stakes request, say yes and let what is filling your plate currently be high stakes things that matter, that talks directly to your performance. Now, just yesterday, in the afternoon, as I was doing my work, I had to clear my calendar because I had a bit of back and forth on a particular piece of work I had to do for somebody who is a key decision maker, right? So every other meeting I had with other people, my peers, my team, I had to tell them to hold down so I can focus and get that done. So I had to cancel the rest of my afternoon to focus on that one thing. You must understand priorities. So high stakes request coming from like your bosses, say yes. Now, requests coming from your peers, your subordinates, while they are important as well, you can face them you can face them. You can say, okay, I can't do that today because I need to be answering my boss. You need to understand that. You can say, I am going to get to you, but it's not going to be today. It's not going to be tomorrow because I have something I need to clear down with my boss today, tomorrow. Okay? So high stakes requests, I would say to you, always say yes. Now, but with high stakes requests, let your boss know what you are putting on the line, what you're sacrificing to get the work done. So for instance, on the call with this particular decision maker, I explained how I wanted to take the following day off initially, but I'm more than happy to invest some of the time the next day to do what was being asked of me to do, because I just wanted to say how I wanted to pass across how interested I was in the opportunity and how I was willing to do that piece of work for that person. Okay, so let them see it. Don't just say, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it, without you saying, this will take me extra 2 hours after close of business, but I'm more than happy to invest it, so that they know it's not that it's just an expectation. You have to pass along that message to them. Okay, now when it comes to low stakes meetings, low stakes ask, and when I mean low stakes, it means if you don't do it at all, or if you don't do well at it, what is the implication for you, or what impact does it have on you? I also need you to understand that people prefer and respect clarity more than compliance. So when you tell someone no, they would appreciate it than you trying to just comply with them and just say yes. But then 2 days down the line, when they expect you to deliver it, then you say, you know what, I've been very busy, I couldn't do it. That is you chipping away from your reputation. So you should rather say, yes, I'll do it, and actually do it because you have the time to do it. Or say, no, I can't do it, or I can't do it right now, I'll do it later, and then absolutely do it. That is better than you saying yes and not delivering. You know what's going to happen? That person is going to have another conversation with another person and say, if you want that done, don't give it to her, because if you give it to her, she's just going to take it and she's going to store it and she's never going to do it. Trust me, I've seen this happen real life, someone having a reputation for this. So you don't want to do that. I need you to keep your plate light. More is not more. Doing more things is not more value. Keep your plate light. The lighter you keep your plate, the more you can breathe through things and actually see things differently. But the more you store up your plate and store up things that you're doing, the more you expose yourself to risks, because you're not seeing what can go wrong. You're not seeing how you can empower your teams. You're not seeing how you yourself can do a better piece of work. Okay, another thing is, while you're keeping your plate light, use your calendar to block out your time for exactly what you're doing and probably for who, so that people can leave you alone. Sometimes I put the names of, so for instance, I want to do a task for somebody very important that everybody respects. On my calendar, I will put what I'm doing and for who day, so everybody knows to back off and not say, well, what are you doing? I will put that so you can see clearly that I'm busy doing something important for someone who is important, that everybody clearly respects. Okay, now I want you to understand there is this last act I'm going to tell you. Now think about it. If this commitment lands on my desk today, would I be excited to do it, or would I be secretly annoyed? When people are asking you for something, just quickly check. For me to do this, would I feel happy doing it genuinely, or would I feel secretly annoyed? If the answer is secretly annoyed, then just, and you can give them options. You can tell them, would you check with this person, would you check with that person, or would you rather think about this? But you have to be, pushing back so that your plate can be light. I hope this has been helpful. If you want to speak more to me, you can visit my storefront. The link will be in the description box, or you can also join the Career Mastery Hub, a community where career professionals are building profitable careers and personal brands. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.